Hi, I'm Warren Sprouse. This is the Bible Forum. You're with me every Sunday night from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern as we look at life through a biblical lens. Have you ever heard of swarm technology? We talked about it a couple of weeks ago. The federal government ran tests on their swarm technology. The tests were a resounding success. In the Bible, in Revelation chapter 9, Revelation is the book, talks about end times. It says the fifth angel sounded, and John saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key to the bottomless pit. Now, chapter 8 started this countdown with 7 trumpet judgments. This is the fifth. In chapter 8, the first 4 have already occurred, and the situation on earth is dire. A third of all vegetation is gone. A third of all the sea has turned to blood. A third of all sea creatures are dead. A third of all ships are gone. A third of the rivers are polluted. Many have died as a result. The sun has been smitten, perhaps because of the pollution, when this great mountain was cast into the sea, causing the destruction that came in that listing. The days are shortened by 1/3, by 8 hours, due to the dust cloud. And now comes the angel with the key to the bottomless pit. The bottomless pit where the demons have been chained since the fall of Lucifer, when a third of the angels rebelled, some too evil to allow to roam. And it says in verse 2, he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit as the smoke of a great furnace. And the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. And there came out of the smoke locusts, that's what they look like, upon the earth. And unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power. And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of God in their foreheads. These are they who have responded to the gospel that is being preached by the 144,000 witnesses, all young Jewish males. And to them it was given that they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented 5 months. And their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when it striketh a man. And in those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. Verse 7, and the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses, prepared unto battle. And on their heads were as it were crowns of gold, and their faces were as the faces of men. And they had hair as the hair of women, and their teeth were as the teeth of lions. And they had breastplates, as it were breastplates of iron, and the sound of their wings was as the sound of chariots of many horses running to battle. And they had tails like unto scorpions, and there were stings in their tails, and their power was to hurt men for 5 months. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon. Now, over the years, my theory has been that this describes, perhaps, because this is a time of great battles and armies moving around, that this probably describes an army of helicopters. The large clear front looks like eyes. You can maybe see the pilots in there, the sound of those blades whooping around, maybe like locusts beating their wings. Fire from their tails could be missiles or the chaff they dispense to fool incoming missiles and so forth. But new technology is changing the face of warfare. The Pentagon has continued its desire to unleash a 21st century version of locusts on its adversaries. This week, after they had just the week before or thereabouts concluded a successful test of drone swarm technology using their 103 Perdix micro drones. That's their words, not mine. Issued statements that they would like to unleash this version of locusts. Advancements in artificial intelligence allows groups of robots to act together to demonstrate advanced swarm behaviors such as collective decision-making, adaptive formation flying, and self-healing. Roger Roper, who's director of Pentagon Strategic Capabilities Office, says Perdix are not pre-programmed synchronized individuals. They are a collective organism sharing one distributed brain for decision making and adapting to each other like swarms in nature. Because every Perdix, he says, communicates and collaborates with every other Perdix, the swarm has no leader and can gracefully adapt to drones entering or exiting the team. Such drone swarms could change the face of modern warfare, and some prophecy watchers find both the technology and the name of the U.S. naval program, it's called Locust, being perhaps more than just a coincidence. These drones are launched from a special tube in less than a minute to create a vicious swarm designed to overwhelm an adversary autonomously. What makes the swarm unique is that any hostile aircraft, manned or unmanned, can be brought down by a single missile, but a swarm can take multiple hits and keep going. The drones are self-reconfiguring, so that if one drone gets taken out, the others autonomously change their behavior to complete the mission. Several test simulations by the Navy have shown that drone swarms are consistently able to get past ship defenses and are geared towards shooting down single planes. This weakness means it makes sense to attack an enemy ship with a large number of cheap drones rather than one missile that would cost the same. Ironically, the best counter to drone swarm attacks being studied is a defensive drone swarm that can intercept the offensive swarm. The aim is to have 30 or more drones flying together without having to be individually controlled, maintaining separation safely like a flock of birds. They are different from any other drone in that the operator does not control an individual aircraft, but pilots the whole swarm as a single unit. With manned aircraft and ships, the pilot's life counts for a lot, but swarming drones are expendable, and high casualties do not matter as much. It's a very different world than the dogfights. Historically, that's what has made up modern warfare. And all this could drastically alter the course of air warfare forever. Experts predict that as drone swarm techniques are perfected, they will expand both in number and use. The Office of Naval Research has already experimented with a swarm configuration of 13 robotic boats in Virginia's James River. The boats were able to perform a variety of tasks to protect a high-value ship from incoming craft. Some prophecy watchers find it interesting that the Bible describes locust-type creatures that play a significant role in end-times conflict. Just what did John see in that vision? He described what he saw in first century grammar, not grammar, but vocabulary. But what he saw was at least 21st century technology at work and demonic activity. I hope I never find out. How about you?